Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Leaf. Welcome, Amiibo! Today, it's Turnip Day! I see you up here. Well, I say fossil. This could be it's a gyroid. It's a thing I have too many of! Pudge! I haven't talked with him for a while. I need to remember he's over there. Yeah, they'll do a counterclockwise of town today. Rather than going around clockwise. But, yeah! Wargaming has finally announced what they're actually doing for the CV rework. Man, does it not look good for CVs at all. Like, I get the point is to nerf CVs, but CVs don't need nerfing. They just don't. And, like, it ain't gonna be good. That's for sure. Like, there's already a bunch of people complaining, like, man, this doesn't solve any of the... No, it solves almost all of the problems people have been having with carriers, except the problems that the carrier players themselves have been having with carriers. It, in fact, makes some of the carrier players' problems even worse. Pudge! Good evening, cool guy. Wait a sec. It's not evening at all. Let's try that again. Good morning. So anyway, what's up? Want to chat? So, I noticed your shovel. You're not about to bury a pitfall seed, are you? I hope not. I was following those stupid things, Peppa Pig. Hey, he picked up Peppa Pig. Wait, I think he already did. I don't remember. But he's saying Peppa Pig now. So... I want to talk with Velma, but I don't want to wake her up. I'll come back and check on her later. I don't want to wake her up. I just can't do it. But, like, literally, one of the complaints that carrier players have had for such a long time, and I'm one of these carrier players that has this problem, is quite simply... Combined AA is already way too strong, and it can basically make the game unplayable, full stop, for carriers if the enemy team groups up. So what's Wargaming doing? Making it so that as long as your AA is shooting at things, it progressively builds up a little progress bar that once that progress bar is filled, your AA becomes stronger, as well as apparently giving you other buffs that they've not said what those are yet. So basically, carriers were complaining that, hey, you know, attacking is a little difficult. Wargaming's response, how about we make it harder? This harmony with nature feels like my soul is being purified. That is fair, my man. I mean, you've already got a pretty pure soul, Kurlos. So, I mean, I feel like your soul is purifying the nature, if anything. Like, it's... I'm trying not to go full rant, because, like, I want to see what the changes are going to be. I'm going to, assuming that there isn't an NDA on it, which I doubt there is, because this is a public test, I'm going to see about streaming at least a day of the test server, because I'm going to be taking part in that test server. I've already signed up for it and everything. Like, I'm going to be taking part, if nothing else. It's really annoying how, like, everything's happening all at once. Like, I still want to play EDF6, man. I haven't beat the game yet. I want to keep playing it. Even once I do beat the game, I'm going to keep playing it. It's a fun game. Like, once I play through all of the single-player stuff, I'm going to basically start making my way through the multiplayer stuff, too. Because there's usually extra missions in multiplayer. So, which, I know what you might be thinking of, well, why aren't you just playing through multiplayer to start with? Because playing the multiplayer, at least in older games, made everything harder. Just off the get-go. Because, like, the enemies basically have enhanced HP, whether you have teammates or not. Which, as you might imagine, when you're still learning the new enemies of the game, is kind of difficult. So, you know, kind of difficult to deal with. Plus, the online always has this obnoxious equipment level cap that can really make missions a lot harder than they need to be. And I'm guessing, based on some things I've noticed while playing in single player, that missions have the ability to drop equipment that's higher level than the mission's level limit. Because I don't know what it means yet, and I've not looked it up, because I don't want to know. I want to see if I can figure it out on my own. I've noticed I've had some things drop that have, like, a yellow number to them, and they're always my highest level thing. Alright, Joan, what's the damage this week? 90. Ooh, okay, that is a good price. Kind of. It's a really good price to buy at. It's just probably not a good price to sell at. Our profits this week probably are not going to be all that great. There is Sky, and she wants something. So cool guy, how are you today, Airmail? No, I said Airmail again. Brittany pointed out how to say Airmail. It's a habit of mine, I just can't shake. It does not make you seem boring. If you worded this differently, I would give you a different catchphrase. Guess I'll keep saying Airmail whenever I want to. She's never gonna get a new catchphrase because she keeps wording it that way. Like, I don't have the heart to be like, yeah, you're boring. You know, I just can't do it, man. Like, I'm too much of a softie with my villagers. Let's see. But yeah, like, it's... The carrier changes are going to be something. I know I got talking about EDF, but like... So, if I remember right, I think it was like the 29th till like the 5th is when this server is going to be running. So, expect a stream from me sometime in that period, assuming there isn't an NDA in effect. If there is an NDA in effect, then obviously I will not be, you know, I'll not be streaming it. Because, you know, it would be pretty hard for them to enforce an NDA on a public test server, but it was a test server you have to sign up for. So, you know, they could probably actually enforce an NDA on it. Not that the majority of players would even pay any attention to that, and they would just be saying things anyway. I personally do not want to get into Wargaming's bad books, because, you know, I like the game. I've thought about multiple times applying to be a super tester, like, you know. The only thing that makes me worried if I were to become a super tester is you apparently basically need to be awake for their, like, weekly meetings. Like, you need to be there. And, like, from the, from literally what time zone I worked it out to, it would literally be like, yeah, I need to be there at, like, 10 in the morning. Which doesn't sound bad. Until you consider most mornings I'm not even awake at 10. Like, today I woke up at, like, 9. So I would technically be awake. I'm just not full mental capacity, you know? So, it, you know? It's just one of those things where, like, I really want to do it. I would love to be a super tester. I would love to be able to test ships early. I'd love to be able to provide feedback. I'd love to have been part of the super test for the Pan American cruisers to tell Wargaming, hey, this gimmick isn't so overpowered. How about we keep the gimmick the way it initially was proposed? And have me actually maybe be listened to. Which, side note of me rambling about World of Warships. So, the Pan American light cruisers initially had a gimmick on their ship where after you scored so many main battery hits, you could push a button and you would gain, I think it was like 40% more high explosive pen. Basically meaning they would have been able to... let's get rid of the ninja sword. They would have been able to not take IFHE, and they would have been just fine. Wargaming determined, nah, we don't want that mechanic on there. It's too powerful. Which, you know, okay, fair is fair. If it really was too powerful, that's fine. So they removed high explosive from these ships completely. Okay. And then they gave them basically enhanced armor piercing like British light cruisers, but did not give them British light cruiser reload. And because they no longer had high explosive, they completely changed the gimmick around to it now gives you faster consumable recharging, but it degrades so quickly upon you not hitting enemies that it is almost impossible to charge up outside of like the tier 10. Effectively meaning they may as well not even have a gimmick, and they are just worse British light cruisers. It's, hey, paying a premium. I mean, that's not enough for me to buy 2 sets of 1,000 off of just the bells I have here, but... how much money am I gonna need to get out? I want to buy all 4,000. That's for sure. Part of me wants to buy more than that this week. Voice crack. But I also know that, like, buying at under 100, as much as it is more safe profit, because it's very rare for turnips to go super low. Like, 90 is usually about as low as they go. So, like, you can usually at least break even. I want 2.5. I'm just gonna get out this, because that'll leave me with, like, 40,000 bells. Need to make sure I have 10 inventory slots, too, but that can wait a second. But, like, the max price it can be also is a lot lower, so, you know, it's not exactly ideal. Also, I just heard an idiot drive by. Very insecure idiot, too. AKA, I just heard a really loud car drive by. Okay, let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that should work. Hey, Joan. I'm buying. I want 1,000. Yep. I actually wonder how many people, like, learned, like, basic math based on buying turnips. It would be very interesting to know. Because, like, this would teach you, like, integers of 1,000. Like... I also wonder if there's anybody who, like, with the original Animal Crossing, did a lot of, like, turnip trading, and then went from that to, like, actually stock trading when they were older. It's just like, yeah, I love this turnip trading, and then realizing that the stock market is a stand-in for the stock market, and being like, oh, and I don't have to wait for a weekly thing, sign me up. Yeah, I'm back. I'm buying. Another 1,000. I'm buying. But yeah, I have been thoroughly enjoying EDF6. I know I keep talking about it a lot, but like I just love Earth Defense Force. It's a great series. So I guess gotta keep talking about it. It's just how it works. Let's get these turnips put away. Part of me almost wants to just stop at 2,000, but like... I'm also kind of like... I could stop at 2,000. Or I could just buy the 4,000 and hope. Because, like, I know I'm not going to get an amazing price this week. But after all of the dud weeks I've had, even a small profit would still be something. So... And, like, this is still just shy of 400,000 bells being invested into turnips, so... That is definitely something. Trying to think. So I don't want to just rant about the World of Warships changes, because, like, I could sit here and rant about that literally all day. Especially, like, people's responses to it. Like, there's so many people who don't understand, and, like, I can't fully blame them. They're very much in the camp of their favorite community contributor says minimap spotting will solve the problem, so that's what they're convinced will actually solve the problem. Completely ignoring that the Russian server has tried minimap spotting for carriers. And to explain what that means, it basically means that carriers would spot exclusively to the minimap. So, like, teammates would be able to see that, hey, there's a ship over there, but they wouldn't be able to actually see the ship. And they'd only actually be able to see it if they were looking at their minimap. That didn't actually solve any of the problems people had with carriers. It just caused more problems. Because as much as... Okay, it solved the problem destroyer players had with carriers, which is that carriers could spot them, and then they would die from the spotting, except, well, a lot of times that destroyer is more dying from the carrier attacking them than the spotting, but they want to blame the spotting because other people are shooting at them now. But, like, the Russian server tried it. It didn't work. They reverted the change. Because it didn't work. Like, that's something people seem to be missing, is, like... This has been tried. Wargaming themselves even internally tested it. And yes, Wargaming was awkward in their response as to why it didn't work. Their initial response... One of their initial responses, because this wasn't their only response, and this was from a community manager on the Discord, was that it was found to be too complicated for new players. And I could see that being the case. Being told, yeah, you're spotting as much as it looks like to you that it's actually working, it isn't. Is going to confuse the heck out of a new player. Like... They'll be like, but why isn't it working? But it looks like it's working to me. Like, what are you talking about? Hello, Bella. Sometimes the only thing that can wake me up on sleeping mornings is a good, strong cup of joe. It's the only thing that wakes me up. I would like my coffee brewster. I'd like my usual. Which doesn't taste like cardboard today. It's just a yesterday thing. I am feeling kind of dehydrated today, though, which is not fun. I slept too long, in my defense. I ended up laying down at like 9 and woke up at 9. I was asleep for like 12 hours. The sleep bank really collected its debt. Like, there's so many people like, man, all wargaming has to do is minimap spotting. It's like, no. Just because Flamu or Flambast said that does not mean that's actually the solution. Contrary to popular opinion, neither of them have any idea of what they're doing to balance a game. Even Potato Quality has no idea what he is doing in balancing a game. These are all people who are perfectly happy and fine with their favorite ship classes being overpowered. Just not the one ship class that they don't like being moderately powerful. Or else they would realize that, oh wait, carriers are pretty average. They're not actually all that great. Which is something that basically anybody could tell them by just looking at the stats. Someone doesn't even have to play the game to be able to look at World of Warships numbers and be like, yeah, carriers aren't number 1 in anything. Yep, Rooney wants something. Hey, Runes. Hey, hun. This is kind of coming out of nowhere, but I was thinking maybe it's time for me to try an image change, you know? So, you maybe think of a thoughtful greeting for me to use. Possibly. Let's get right to it. Thoughtful greeting. Let's see here. Slurp. Or, no, I don't know why I put a P in there early. Slurp. I mean, that would have been splurp. Splurp would have been nice, but we're going slurp. Yeah, I am truly out of ideas, so slurp. Yeah, you're doing that right, man. It's like someone else is speaking through my mouth, and you can count on you. Slurp. That'll really get him attention. Ooh, I missed digging up some bamboo. I want to deal with this, because I don't want bamboo there, so. Keeping this bamboo in check is, like... I'm almost tempted, just to show you guys how annoying bamboo can be, I'm almost tempted to plant it somewhere and just let it grow. But, yeah. You know, I've actually been going plenty long. I could just end today off. I want to talk with Velma. Let's see if Velma's awake. Because she was napping. Is she even still in her home? She's not. She's out somewhere now. Bummer. We have to talk with Velma tomorrow. We have to. But yeah, I think this has actually just been a good length for a video. This is the power of me rambling. You know, I almost want to put like a little side path off here that runs up the other side here and goes straight up. No, that wouldn't work, because that wouldn't really connect to here. What if... Okay, what if I do the little side path on this side, and then I bring it straight up into this path? Yeah, that could work. Give more paths around town. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. So, I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo. See you all then.